Good morning, girls. Today's lesson is about light. What is light? Light energy, or what is light? It is a form of energy that moves in waves, the same as the sound waves. It can travel through the space and it moves in waves. These waves have wavelength, which is the distance between two crests or between two troughs, and it has amplitude, which is the distance between the midline and the crest, or the midline and the highest point, or the midline and the lowest point. So what is light? It is a form of energy that moves in waves and can travel through space. Do you remember when I told you that the sound cannot travel except through a matter, a solid, liquid, or a gas? The light, no. The light can travel through space without matter. It doesn't need a solid or a gas or a liquid to reach us. It can travel through vacuum. It can travel through space. In the space, there is no solid or liquid or gas. Okay? Light waves are transverse waves. They are not compressed like the sound. They are transverse waves. They move in a transverse straight lines. As these waves move forward, the energy is carried perpendicular to their forward motion, forming an S shape. An S shape is the shape of the wave. Okay? So it moves in a transverse wave. It moves in a straight line to spread out in all direction in straight lines from its source. So the light is a source of energy that travels in waves. These waves makes the S shape, and they travel in a straight line to spread away from its source. Okay? What is the shadow? The shadow form when a solid object blocks the light. Here, for example, the sun is spreading its sunlight rays, right? The rays of the light. Then it hit a tree, it hit a solid. So it made a shadow on the ground. So when the shadow is formed, it's formed when a solid object blocks the light, like this tree that is blocking the sunlight. So it made a shadow on the ground. Light can move through vacuum, as I was just telling you, that it doesn't need a matter to transmit it. It's not like the sound. For example, here we have the sun. The sunlight reaches us in the earth without anything in the space around it. There is no liquid or solid or gas. It travels in vacuum. Okay? Light travels faster than anything else. It travels very fast. It takes only about 8 minutes for the sunlight to travel from the sun to the earth. It takes only 8 minutes because it is very fast. The light travels faster than anything in the universe. Light travels through vacuum, but sound cannot. As I told you, sound waves only travel when they need particles to vibrate through. They need sound particles or liquid or gas to carry it. The sound waves are compressions. They are compressed waves. The light waves have much higher frequency. Do you remember the meaning of frequency? Frequency is the number of waves. The number of waves is the frequency. The light waves has high frequency. They have high number of waves. So what is the light? The light is a form of energy that moves in waves, S-shaped waves, that has wavelength and has amplitude. Okay, the wavelength is the distance between two crests. The amplitude is the distance between the midline and the highest point, or the midline and the lowest point. The light travels through in transverse waves. They travel in straight lines and they form an S-shaped waves. When does the shadow form? It forms when the sunlight hits a solid object, okay, or that will block the sunlight and make the shadow on the ground. Sunlight or light generally can travel through vacuum. It doesn't need a matter to transmit it. No need for solid or liquid or gas. It travels very fast. It takes about 8 minutes for the sunlight to reach the earth. The difference between the light and the sound, that the sound can travel through the air because it needs particles, it needs matter, while the sound, they are compression, they are not transverse waves, and the light have high frequency than the sound. It has high number of waves than the sound. That's it. Thank you.